Right guys, so today we are here with our students Caleb and Giovanna, who have managed to secure 2 property deals within 28 days of starting this whole rent-to-rent business. I just want to know, how did you get this deal? Was it direct to agent or was it direct to landlord?
We started with agents. It was not really going well, I'm gonna be honest. It was really slow, so we were like, change strategy.
Yeah.
To landlord.
You say it was really slow, but you got your first deal in I think it was 16 days or something.
Yeah. Oh, okay, maybe not slow. Maybe it was a lot of rejections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when we changed to direct to vendor, which was Landlords, it was actually a lot of viewings, a lot of deals. So it was a much quicker approach.
How long did it take you to go through materials? What day did you start making calls? The keys on the 16th. And then after the keys on the 16th, you then continue making calls and then second keys on the 28th.
So we joined the mentorship on the 28th of October, I believe. So from then on, we were reaching out to landlords. This is a quick tip. Created like 3 to 4 open rent accounts. We're dropping 3 inquiries on each account every day.
Initially it was my account, and I think we got banned because no one was getting back to us. And it was like, why is no one getting back to us? And you guys said you're probably banned. So then that's how we created different accounts. His account, like under his name, under my name again.
How were you facing objections? Was the landlord okay to move forward with you guys straight away?
I had the first conversation with the landlord, and then after that it went to viewing. So after Giovanna handled the first call, now it gets sent to me. I have to cut a deal with the landlord. So now I also got on call with the landlord, and as you guys teach in the mentorship, it's about building a connection with the landlord. It's not that we just want your property and that's it. Try to get them to like you. You also ask things about them, so it's like you're building a connection. So that's exactly what I did. Whilst we're cutting the deal, from conversation to conversation, the landlord started liking my personality. So I know this because further down the line he told me. With cutting the deal as well, the way it worked is I would give him my price and tell him, listen, this is what I'm willing to offer, and at the same time as well, I want you to be comfortable. So if it's something that you're not happy with, if it doesn't work for you, don't worry, just tell me and then we can work around it.
It literally sounds exactly like the story when we got our first property.
Wow.
Our first landlord didn't go ahead with us because of, logistical reasons, because we were professional. He went ahead with us because he liked us.
He even said to Lena, by the way, you guys are you're the youngest tenants that came for the viewing. But the reason why I'm going ahead with you is because of the fact that I believe in you. And she said to him, I want to be your last tenant. I'm going to transform this place. She had the business plan. How many guests this property sleeps? I saw a sofa bed in a living room as well. So what's the idea behind that?
5.
Yep, 5. So obviously we put in a sofa bed just to increase the guest capacity. So larger groups can also book us. So then that increases our occupancy. And then at the same time as well, we're able to charge higher.
So it's 2 here,
Yeah.
2 in the other room,
Yeah.
and 1 there.
And one there.
How have you guys been able to work together? Have you guys clashed along this journey?
This is the first business we've entered together. Prior to that, we're both focusing on our separate things. But at the same time, we've known each other for the past 2 years, obviously been together for the past 2 years. And our relationship has actually been strong over the past 2 years. So obviously getting into this business together, it wasn't like nothing new. It didn't come with any challenges where maybe we don't get along, because we already know each other quite well. So it's all just been a smooth journey.
Me and Nina, we used to argue a lot. She used to try to get involved in projects that I was working on. I would try to get involved in her projects, and we both used to really clash. It's very interesting to hear that you guys just are smooth sailing.
She knows what her area is, I know what her area is. If she's doing something, I can add my suggestion to it, but at the end of the day, it's sort of up to her to make the main decision.
For a lot of people, it takes a lot of time for 2 business partners to come to that understanding that I gotta let my business partner do what they're good at, and I gotta do because people want to control everything, it's your baby, you've just got into a business together. You guys got on bookings yet?
Oh yeah.
We've literally only missed out, a day?
Wow.
So far? Yeah.
So when did this go live?
So I remember it was a Wednesday, maybe 27th. Went live, 24 hours, got the first booking, and then after that, we got another booking. Yeah, we've just been getting bookings after
What was the feeling of getting the first booking?
We couldn't believe it. It was late at night. I woke up, I checked my phone, I seen it every day. I called him, I was like, have you seen it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
I
crazy.
remember when we got our first booking, I literally cried because it didn't feel real.
I would say out of 30 days, we've had 13 to 15 booked in January. For some reason as well, I've seen that guests are booking for February, March, April.
Already.
So we got a lot of bookings in February.
You had a guest in yesterday, right? I
Yeah.
think. What happened there?
First of all, they walked in and they took the lockbox with them.
Our lockbox is actually a door handle lockbox
Yeah.
because initially we didn't know if we could obviously drill a lockbox into the door because it's an
'cause
apartment.
New building as well.
Yeah, so we thought let's be innovative. So until yesterday we thought, cool, this is safe. Nobody can take it off. Well, I guess it's different now.
Wrong. They couldn't turn on the heating, which I've put in the instructions, like step by step on how to do literally everything.
Have you got a video?
No.
You should do a video. That one is gonna really help. Like if you have like a drive and you have all the videos of how to access different things in the property, and then like if you copy the link and you share it as a link in your check-in, they can just click it to view how to do it.
Eventually he got there because it was just a
that switch there?
off and on button. Eventually.
So I wanted to ask you guys, what do your parents think of this?
And I feel like she was very proud of me at the same time, because then when we went back home, she sat me down and she was like actually building something for yourself, you know, because obviously they didn't really have all the opportunities that we kind of have now. So my dad has a business, my mom has her business, so it was only right.
So your parents, I'm assuming, never really forced you to go to university. They never really forced you.
They did.
They did?
They
Regardless,
did.
they still did?
They did. I think like in our community, it's like you
Culture,
have,
yeah.
in our culture, sorry,
Traditional.
you have to go to university
Sort of thing.
kind of thing.
And then what about yourself then?
My Marge, my dad, they've always been supportive because besides this business venture, I've had other business ventures. And I like me, I'm an open book. So everything I'm trying to do, I always tell them like, look, this is what I'm doing. This is how it's going. Obviously for them, their main priority was that, oh, you can do this other stuff. It can bring you money, but make sure you get educated, you get that degree. So just as a backup plan, at least you know that you still have that qualification to be able to get a job.
Why didn't you want to pursue the traditional routes of just going to university, going and getting a job? Why choose business?
I was working a 9 to 5. Get back home, you're tired, like you just have to rest, eat, sleep, repeat. Like,
What are you doing if you don't mind me asking?
It's just like an office coordinator. I'm not even doing anything with my degree at the moment because I'm like, I want this to work out big for me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Why don't you just stay in your 9 to 5?
That was someone's business venture. This is mine. So why
Yeah.
not pursue like your business venture?
So I remember you guys reached out to us and you said that you were finding a bit of trouble with the referencing part of getting through to get this deal. How did you get past that then?
With the company, basically, we're just representing the company. So I put my sister down as the guarantor. Now, I know that she's gonna pass a credit check, but I'm like, wait, hold on a minute. She's not making 36 times the monthly rent on a yearly basis. So then I was like, this ain't gonna go well. So then that's when I reached out to success managers and I was like, look, this is the scenario. I know that when this thing comes back, she's gonna pass credit check. She's gonna feel affordability. Straight away, Lena replied, like, when I say straight away, like within a couple of minutes, I'm like, oh wow, that's good. So she replied and she goes, listen, Caleb, so you wouldn't even need to do referencing as long as you can show the landlord that you can afford this property. I buy your savings, get him like a picture of your bank statement. And then obviously, as soon as she said that, I was like, oh wow, I need to get to work. And then I told Giovanna, I was like, look, this is what we have to do. Straight away, got the bank statement. Obviously, luckily, we had some savings there on the side. Got our bank statement, sent it over to the landlord straight away. We didn't let no time go by. And the guy replied after an hour or two, okay, I've checked it out and that looks great. I'm happy to move forward. Now, guess what? The next day, like midday, I would say, referencing came back, credit check passed, affordability failed. That was a key factor highlighting the reason why we needed mentors to avoid things like this.
In every major city like Birmingham, Manchester, there's always people that have a warehouse and they sell furniture from Wayfair almost really, really cheap.
We might have dealt with someone like that because they were selling the same TV stand you see on Wayfair for like
And it's brand
half
new,
of the
right?
price. Yeah, and it was brand
Yeah,
new. So that's what it is.
Like let's say this is from Wayfair. This isn't owned by Wayfair, it's owned by another company. So when that company goes to Wayfair with a massive truck of furniture, Wayfair will spot check each furniture. If they see one broken thing on one furniture, they say they don't want the whole truck.
Oh,
So then you have people that buy buy the furniture on the whole truck for very cheap, and then they have their own business
Resell
now
it.
where they
Makes sense.
resell it. So we would always keep contacts like that. We know that they have brand new furniture.
So if you can tell us what the rent is, what the nightly rates are going to be, and what the occupancy levels are, and then like the profit at the end.
The rent is 1,350 per calendar month. If you add all the bills, so electricity, water, Wi-Fi, Netflix, it will get up to 1,580 per calendar month. That's with all bills inclusive. Initially, we used a conservative rate of 130 per night, 130 for weekdays, and 180 for weekends, sometimes even more depending on the demand. At 70%, obviously, we're looking at 600 to 700 profit. At 80%, then we're looking at around 1,000 profit every month.
Is this in the city centre of Manchester, or where are we right now?
We're in Salford, which from Manchester City Centre is 10 minutes drive, which is not too far, but obviously for people that don't have cars. But then again, there's like transport link. There's Salford City as well, which is 3 minutes from here. It's a really good location. It's Media City, working professionals that are like literally in Salford. And then the stadium, United, is not too far from here as well. I think it's like 5 minutes on the tram.
Also, on top of that, one of the reasons why we chose this location is because whilst we're doing our due diligence, obviously we looked at the hotspots around. Surrounding us, we got 45 mainstream hotels. We got Ibis, we got Salford AC hotels, we got Travelodge. In that instance, right, obviously what we've learned from the mentorship is that these hotels, they've already done their research. They've invested in millions, you name it. So if they're investing that heavily in this area, that means that they're getting guests. That means that there's money in the area.
Yeah.